Breaking news at 6. Wildfires continue to grow here on the First Coast. This new video shows cars stopped on a highway and high flames in the distance in Brantley County.
And in Clay County, this new video tonight showing crews using a helicopter to scoop up water to help fight these fires. Clay County Sheriff Michelle Cook posting this video saying thank you to Flagler County for assisting. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Anthony Austin.
And I'm Jessica Clark in for Jeannie Blaylock. So we're going to show you a map that shows just some of the major fires burning across our area, all the way from southeast Georgia down into Florida. And tonight we have team coverage. We're going to have Chief Meteorologist Lewis Turner. He's standing by with a look at where our fire danger is headed.
Plus, our Biljana Garland is tracking the latest on a 4,000-acre wildfire in Clay and Putnam counties. But first tonight, we want to begin with Haja Ba. She's joining us live up in Georgia in Brantley County.
And Haja, this wildfire forcing folks to evacuate from the area as we speak, right?
That's right, Jessica and Anthony. Conditions are still really bad out here. We've been out here since 3 this afternoon, and as you can see behind me, crews are still working to contain the flames. Now you can see and smell the black smoke here, and as this area continues to battle with the wildfires, I'm just north of Atkinson. At this hour, residents on the Browntown Road and Hawks Landing neighborhood are being ordered to evacuate. Now, the video you see on your screen is from Highway 82 wildfire here near Warren's Landing on State Road 110. Now, officials say containment has now dropped from 75% to 50% after the fire jumped. And we know that we spoke to a resident earlier who tells me he's been living here his whole life, and he says he's never seen it this bad before.
I know we had a fire last year that was about half of what this has done, but this is a lot more than what it has been. It's bad. There's ash falling everywhere. I mean, I still got ash on top of the truck from last night from it falling. I mean, it's doing bad.
And we do know at this hour that Brantley schools will be closed tomorrow, and of course we'll continue to monitor the story as it develops. Reporting in Brantley County, Haja Ba, First Coast News, on your side.
We want to keep you updated on another fire that's burning across southeast Georgia. At this hour, the Clinch County fire has grown to more than 8,900 acres and is just 10% contained. We've also learned that the Camden County Woodbine fire is now 100% contained and up to 71 acres. Meantime, Camden County is issuing a burn ban for the drought conditions and extremely high fire danger. This ban includes the cities of Kingsland, St. Mary's, and Woodbine. No outdoor burning is allowed. Now let's talk about some new numbers that just really show the scope of the fire response in southeast Georgia. The Georgia Forestry Commission says that they have responded to 46 new wildfires, 46 since just yesterday. Those fires burned more than 1,000 acres across the state. This number does not include the Pineland Road fire in Clinch County, which has now grown to more than 8,500 acres and remains 10% contained.
And tonight, the railroad fire burning along the Clay-Putnam County line has grown to more than 4,100 acres with only 50% containment. Our team coverage continues tonight with Biljana Garland, who is live in Clay County. And Biljana, just kind of walk us through what people are dealing with there.
Right now, I can feel a lot of the wind. It's pretty on and off, but a few seconds ago, I felt a strong push on the wind, and officials say that's not ideal for trying to contain this fire. And behind me, I'm standing on Decoy Road, right off of Highway 17, and about 30 minutes ago, this road was blocked, but now it is open to the public again, and that just goes to show how quickly things are changing. And behind me, you can even see a thick haze of that smoke right behind me. It looks very white, and I can barely see cars out in the distance because that smoke is still very thick, and evacuations still remain in place for Varney Road and Woodward Lane as well. And other places there is a voluntary evacuation, but smoke from this fire has forced road and building closures as well, like I just mentioned. And at the press conference today, officials delivered a sobering message: expect these dangerous conditions for the next 8 to 12 weeks. And the railroad fire on the Clay County and Putnam County line is fueled by 18 consecutive weeks of drought that has left grass and brush bone dry. Conditions officials are calling the worst fire environment in nearly 30 years. Officials are urging every person living in the area to have a 5-minute go plan ready. Keep your gas tank full and create defensible space around your home, because if the wind shifts, you may only get a few minutes to leave. I spoke with Brenda Mathis, who lives very close to the fire. Even though she's not evacuating yet, she says she's ready to go at a moment's notice.
You think, oh, it's just a small fire, they'll get it out, but then you go outside and you realize all this wind, and it was coming from every direction. The back of our property got really black underneath the trees. At night we see it's orange.
For real-time updates, officials encourage you to follow the Clay County Fire and Rescue Facebook page, and also download Safer Watch and Alert Play to get those updates as well. And if you need more information, officials encourage you to contact the Clay County Emergency Operations Center, and they'll provide more information as well, and including us as we continue to update you on air and online. Live in Clay County, I'm Biljana Garland. First Coast News on your side.
Thank you, Biljana. And right now in Bradford County, a wildfire currently considered to be contained, causing some new concerns at this hour, is located between Dead End Loop and Southwest County Road 18. They're asking people who live in the area to evacuate as a precaution. And despite being 100% contained, the winds, of course, are causing some concerns. So people are asked to avoid the area. And we continue our coverage tonight with Chief Meteorologist Lewis Turner. So Lou, I know a lot of people asking tonight, how much longer is this all going to last?
Well, you know, you heard Biljana kind of refer to what the fire experts were saying. You know, you're looking at weeks, right? So weeks of, it's going to take a lot more than just one big rain event to get us out of our drought that's got us in this area. But for in the here and now, I'm looking at the most critical levels, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And by the weekend, while we still have that near critical to elevated risk for fire, because we will still be in drought, we do introduce a little more moisture in the atmosphere. Right now, it is just so bone dry. Another thing Biljana told us about, those winds that she was feeling firsthand, they have started to kick up a bit here in the afternoon. The heat of the day bringing us that sea breeze. Our downtown camera, as we look west, showing that haze of smoke west of the St. Johns River in some of our western areas and up in southeast Georgia. It's thick. It can certainly impact you as you go about your day-to-day life. It involves outdoor plans, yard work, or the kids with sports practices outside. We're noticing winds out of the east right now at 9 to 10 miles an hour downtown. They've picked up a bit, kind of providing a little bit of a safe haven or force field, if you will, for the beaches, pushing all that smoke away. But by overnight and in the morning, those winds die down a bit. What that's going to do is allow the smoke to kind of settle in over some of the highways and roads in those areas. So weather impact alert, whether you're kind of in the path of these fires or not, maybe you're in an area that has no fire burning, nonetheless, that smoke will be an issue for you. That poor air quality, you got to limit time outside. And I'm thinking about folks especially who have asthma or deal with breathing conditions, other respiratory illnesses. This is not good condition for you. Red flag warnings in place. That's no burning. You got to be extra careful out there. More in the extended outlook and the weekend ahead, so stay with us.
Lou, thank you. With some people forced to leave their homes for wildfires, we're on your side with what you do if your home has fire or smoke damage. We spoke with an insurance agent who says to make sure you have a copy of your insurance policy, including your policy number and how to file a claim. Take that with you. Also, take videos of each room in your home. He says this will make it easier if you need to file a claim and speak with adjusters. You'll also want to check to see if your insurance covers temporary living expenses.
If you can't live in your home for a few days, then your homeowner's policy also provide coverage for temporary living expenses, wherein you can, go to a hotel or go to temporary housing, and the homeowner's policy will pay for those expenses, those extra expenses that you may incur.
And we also are told that you'll want to look at your policy to see if it covers smoke damage, especially if you live near the fires and are getting that smoke coming your way.
Fire officials this week have compared the fires now to those of the 1998 wildfires.
And that's impressive to say. Around this time, 28 years ago, wildfires were popping up all over northeast and central Florida. It would be the start of what's now called the 1998 firestorm. Nearly 500 2,000 acres burned across the state, including thousands in Duval, Columbia, St. Johns, and Flagler counties.
Our Riley Phillips is joining us now. And Riley, I know you spoke with the fire chief of the Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department at the time of these wildfires.
Yes, I spoke with former Jacksonville Fire Chief Ray Alfred. He says he had just moved to Jacksonville from Washington, D.C. and took over as fire chief when the wildfire outbreak started. This is video of Channel 12 interviewing Alfred during coverage of the wildfires at the time. He called it baptism by fire because he was used to fighting structure fires in the city.
Fire chief in Washington, and we had no wildfires. Government buildings, residential structures, and commercial buildings, that was it. But we had no wildfires. And then I came here, and I think my introduction to the Jacksonville area were the wildfires. And so, rather interesting.
Alfred would go on to serve on a state committee formed to address wildfire mitigation after the firestorm of 1998. Alfred says they learned the importance of conducting prescribed burns and other wildfire fighting techniques, but he says the most important thing they learned was how to work with other departments.
We got introduced to mutual aid to the extent that we had never seen before. And so mutual aid played a big part because now we send firefighters from Jacksonville all the way south to the counties to the south of us. And so we had to get used to that.
Alfred says this outbreak also pushed fire departments and the one here in Jacksonville to train their firefighters to be EMTs to help with medical calls. That's because of just how busy these agencies were in 1998. Anthony.
Riley Phillips, thank you for taking us back in history to explain that. More information, including emergency shelters open right now in Brantley County, posted on our website, firstcoastnews.com, and in the First Coast News app. Right now, you can take out your phone, scan this QR code that's currently on your screen for ways to download the app to your phone or TV so you can stay updated on these wildfire dangers.